I remember it was the year 2023. I woke up early in the fucking morning. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the store. I go to the store. I always see the lady at the bodega, always talking shit, give her some laughs and everything. And me and her always been close. To this day, we still close. So this time of the day, I'm just sitting here ordering my favorite breakfast dish. French toast, turkey bacon, turkey scrapple on a cinnamon bun. So as I'm sitting there in the back talking to the cook, just having a conversation, because me and him, we just be talking about sports, you name it. All I know is this fucking lady comes in. And she kept on staring at me and shit, being fucking weird. So I played it off like, all right, I live in Philadelphia. There's crazy people all the time. So all of a sudden, the phone rings. Ring, 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 ring. The cook, I call him Poppy. Poppy on the phone. It was real quick and short. He was like, yo, Papo. I'm like, yo, what's up? He was like, yo, my wife want to talk to you in the front. I said, all right, cool. I'll be over there in a minute. All right, I'm going to go over there right now. So I talked to her, and she was like, Papi, I'm like, what's up? She's like, I don't like that woman energy. Can you sit right here with me? I said, okay, cool. I never told her I was spiritual. I'm more of a closet witch on the outside of my life. I don't tell nobody what I do. So I'm sitting out there in the front for about 5 minutes. Mommy all of a sudden comes outside and talk to me. And mommy was telling me like, yo, I need you to stay with me. I'm like, what you mean stay with me? That woman is evil and she's dangerous. I'm like, what you mean she's evil and dangerous? So I just played it off because I knew what time it was. When she started fucking looking at me and I looked at her, I already knew what time it was. Now, when you spiritual, what's going to happen is sometimes people out of nowhere is going to try to fuck with you for no reason. You don't got to do nothing. They want to fuck with you because they see what's around you and they want to see what you got. But I played it stupid because I already knew she was on some bullshit. So me and her is having a whole conversation. We just talking and everything. All of a sudden, we hear a lot of commotion in the inside. We go back in. Poppy in the back cussing her the fuck out, talking about get the fuck out my store now. Get the fuck out my store. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. The lady had to be about in her 50s talking shit to him, saying some benevolent shit was about to happen to him in the store, like how the store was going to go out of business and some crazy shit. So I'm just sitting there like, yo, I didn't do nothing strange. I know I didn't conjure no shit up. That's what I'm saying to myself. I know I ain't conjured nothing up. Why the fuck is I'm seeing this? Why the fuck is I'm seeing this? As she's walking out the store, she looked at me saying the most craziest shit ever. I don't mean she was saying crazy stuff, what you hear from a schizophrenic. What I heard was some threatening shit. And I had to gear up because this bitch was talking about she was coming hard. So she left. I go back in the bodega. We all talking about it and everything. All I know is it's time to check my food out, like pay for my food and everything, because the food is done. Mommy gives me a candle. And that was really strange because I took notes on her every time I go to her store. She always had her Alekis on. Her husband had their Alekis on. I don't know nothing about Santeria, but I know when they wear beads, that's a sign that they practice some shit or they into some shit. So she gives me a candle, and I say, okay, I don't need it. She said, Poppy, just take it, please. Burn it. I don't care what you do, just burn it. All I know is she grabbed the candle, said some crazy shit to it, and gave it to me. And I said, okay, I'm going to pay for it. She said, no, it's free. I said, all right, cool. So I go home. I go to sleep that night. I see my dad and my great-grandpop in a dream. Remind you, they're deceased. And they was like, you don't got to do nothing. We already got it taken care of. I said, all right, bet. Woke up. Days go by. About 3 weeks later, I'm just sitting on the couch watching TV. All I hear is, skirt, pow. Yo, I literally hopped off my couch like a bunny rabbit. I literally hopped off, ran to the door. Bro, It was a crazy ass car accident in front of my house. It wasn't just a normal tap. Like, this shit was brutal. Like, somebody got ejected out the damn car. I'm not going to tell y'all what I saw, but I know for a fact where that energy was coming from. 2 weeks later, I lie to you not, I was on my way to the bodega. I just came back from Center City. I was on my way to the bodega. As I'm pulling up to the bodega, I'm like 2 blocks away from the bodega. As I'm pulling up, all I see is crime scene tape, a lot of cops. The news was out there. So I took a detour and I went to my house and walked down the street to see what the fuck was going on. So it was a crime scene that happened outside the bodega. This was the aftermath. All I saw was my neighbors, people that I know around the community, the neighborhood, and all I see is blood on the steps. Now, it wasn't Poppy and Mommy blood on the steps because they was on the side talking to the cops, but some shit did pop off in front of that bodega. A couple days later, the block calms down. I go to the bodega. I talk to him. Poppy, Mommy, what happened? Somebody got killed in front of her store on the steps. He was shot multiple times, and that man didn't make it. Sadly, rest in peace. But I don't condone violence. But something was going on, whatever this old lady did. So let's just say about 3 months later, Spirits has a weird sense of humor. It was a lot of weird shit happening them few months, or that week of that month when it happened. It was a lot of weird shit. Like, this how weird it was. So I'm at Penn's Landing. Sometimes I go down Penn's Landing because it's very peaceful. I get to see the water. I get to see boats. I'm just minding my business. Some random guy comes out of nowhere. I did not hear him coming towards me. He just came and he started having a whole conversation. Talking about this, that, and the third. But what he said, I knew shit was about to get real. So, all I know is he said one thing that clarified something about to go down. And what's so funny about that, I had a reading prior from my homegirl, and she said some shit like, Melvin, next time you see spirits, make sure you treat them with respect. You got mouth on you, and you don't even know who the fuck you be talking to sometimes. I said, all right, cool. So this is what the man said. The man was like, God got you, you're protected, and keep on staying on the right path. I gotta go. As soon as he left, I sat there like, oh my fucking God. My homegirl told me to treat people with respect because you don't know who they are. And here we go. This man, looking kind of rough, telling me certain things. Do you know what the fuck happened that following Friday? I wake up early in the fucking morning, minding my business. I wanted to take a walk. I wanted to take a 30-block walk. As I'm getting ready, doing my stretch out, I'm walking. I make a right, bang another right. As I bang that right, I'm walking down the street. All I know is that same crazy-ass old lady from weeks ago comes out talking the most craziest diabolical shit ever. That woman was evil. I never did nothing to her, but for some reason she wanted to fuck with me. So the crazy part about it, she lived right down the street from the bodega. That's crazy. And I don't know what the fuck happened, but something told me, go to the bodega and get some water. I go to the bodega and get some water. As I'm walking down the street, the lady is screaming at me, yelling at me, cussing me the fuck out like a fucking storm. Remind you, I never did nothing to her. All I know is out of nowhere, as I'm walking down the street, The bodega lady, mommy, comes outside because she wanted to know where that fucking commotion was coming from. And she knew it was coming from me because I ain't do nothing, but she knew something was going on. All I know is I told mommy what the fuck was going on, what the fuck happened. She said, all right, look, what you about to do today? I said, nothing. She just said, look, sit in the house, stay in the house. So I didn't even get to do my workout. I was mad as shit, so I stayed in the house. That following Tuesday, all I know is I'm just sitting there minding my business. All I'm hearing is helicopters, ambulance, police cars. I open the door, I see my neighbors getting out their house and walking down the street to see what the fuck was going on. So I mind my motherfucking business and I put my motherfucking clothes on, but I'm not going out right now because something just don't feel right. Like my stomach just didn't feel right. Probably within 35 minutes later, I'm smelling smoke on the whole street. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck was that? So all I know is my neighbor comes out. She's an older woman. And she over there like, oh my God, it's a blaze. So I put my fucking little COVID-19 mask on and everything. But something keep telling me, stay in the house. So probably within, I'm going to say an hour or two, or probably 45 minutes, I'm not over exaggerating, the smoke start to calm down, but you can still smell it. And I'm hearing my neighbors coming back in their house talking about, yo, that's traumatizing. I'm going to have to go to church. I'm hearing some of my neighbors coming back in their house crying because they said they heard screaming in there. And the firefighters tried their hardest. It was to a point that they had to evacuate the house. So I decided to put my clothes on. I go right around the corner. It's caution tape. And it was the same house where that lady was living at that was cussing me the fuck out. Sadly, she passed away in the house fire. She got trapped, and the firefighters couldn't do nothing about it. It was so bad that this was on the news. The next day I go to the bodega. I tell her the news about it. And, you know, we had a deep-ass conversation. Me and mommy had a deep conversation. And she was like, you can't just do bad stuff and not get caught up. That's all I'm going to say what she said, because she said more. This is Melvin Brown. This is the Melvin Brown Experience. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Subscribe. I'm out.